What up, everyone? Welcome to my Alpha Male podcast.
What up, everyone? Welcome to my Boss Babe podcast.
Today I'm gonna tell you why everything
is men's fault.
What?
Shut up! Stop it!
My brand of hatred is the correct one. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and welcome to the click you smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else lie to you and tell you otherwise. Today we're gonna do something super fun, and then you might ask, oh my god, click, what are we gonna do for fun today? That is right. Gender war shit. Oh, that is a doozy, isn't it? So gender war stuff is very prevalent in the online world, and depending on the source you go to, it's usually very heavy bias in one direction, right? But I found a subreddit that is just absolutely unhinged in every single direction, and I was scrolling it, and I just couldn't figure out if this subreddit is like misogynistic, misandrist, transphobic, or like a mix of everything. So I figured, because of the absurdity of this, we would just scroll through it together and just kind of laugh at it, because that's the best way you stay sane in modern society. It's called Psych or Psych. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Enjoy! Well, enjoy, I guess. Woo! Excellent. Oh, I'm amazing at my job.
This is about to hurt someone's feelings, but if you think that sexuality is a choice, that you can choose your sexuality, then you're bisexual. Because if you think other people can choose who to be attracted to, that's because you're actively choosing who to be attracted to. Take all the time you need with that.
Bro's got options. Hell yeah. My deeply religious brother told me that if gay marriage was legal, nobody would choose to marry a woman. I told him that's the gayest thing I have ever heard. He tried explaining, but somehow made it gayer. While I think this is a funny and true for some take, the reality is most people who say sexuality is a choice are just too dumb to know what any of those words mean. I kind of like this comment, and it's something I've seen circulate a few times. I think it's a funny joke to make, but it's also important to acknowledge that the problem shouldn't be projected back at the LGBTQ itself and be like, oh, the only reason people say this is because silly bi people that can't figure their shit out. I think it's more a sign of a broader societal expectation that makes bi people think that half of what they like is wrong, and then they stay in the closet and excuse the other part with like sinful temptation. So I don't think this is at the fault of like bi people. I think it's just people who are forced to stay in the closet. Well. r/my girlfriend is AI, 80 members. r/my boyfriend is AI, 11,000 companions. Well. How the turntables. They were always like, oh my god, everyone's gonna have AI girlfriends. But what about the AI little boyfriends? What about the AI dilfs? Dear fucking god, I'm sweaty. I'm definitely not an AI dilf. Fuck me, man. Women want equality, yet still refuse to commit 93% of violent crimes, 95% of murders, 97% of naughty assaults, 90% of armed robberies, and 98% of pew-pews. Absolutely disgusting. Females demand equality, but just refuse to step up. Typical female opinions. Women experiencing loneliness. I will start a community for women in my city called something like Lonely Girls Club, and it will have an Instagram and a cute pink logo, and we'll meet up every month in cafes and start book clubs. Men experiencing loneliness. I will become right-wing. Do girls do that? Lonely Girls Club? I mean, that's kind of good if they do. My solution for getting out of a bit of loneliness after COVID was getting a bunch of gym bros. And then we just lift heavy shit twice a week. Can recommend. Find gym bros. It's a vibe. 1978. Respect minorities. Oh, Superman. 2025. Respect minorities. They fucking ruin it with their woke shit. It wasn't like this when I was a kid. I remember when Superman was a proud racist. The good old days. I mean, to be fair, some of the, like, the olden comics do have some questionable parts to it. But I suppose they tried to be wholesome for the most part. It's just a bit outdated. Female privilege is getting to claim a headache to avoid naughties. Female oppression is having to claim physical illness to avoid naughties because men won't take a simple no for an answer. Female oppression is men being so entitled they think being denied naughties is oppressive. Yeah, that definitely shouldn't be the case. I think some people in the world are just really bad at taking a no. I know I have done the same thing too with other stuff in life. When I know that someone is really combative and they won't accept just a no, so instead of saying just no, you give them an excuse that is kind of irrefutable, right? It's like, oh, do you want to do this thing tomorrow? Sorry, I'm gonna be dead then, so you just give them an irrefutable excuse and then there's no arguing, so I think that is something you do when people are really bad at taking notes, which they shouldn't be, but some people are silly like that. Some females won't date a guy that lives with his mom, but will date a guy that lives with his wife. I remember my ex saying she slept with a married man once. I said it wasn't cool. She said he was the one who did the cheating, since he was the one being married, so she shouldn't get any blame. Her girlfriend didn't feel the same.
I'm a woman and she's absolute trash. Any gender that helps someone cheat is a piece of poo.
Yeah, of course the man is, more in the wrong because he's the one who's actually in a dedicated relationship. But why do you also feel the need to go around and be like a homewrecker, And it's also the kind of drama I just think you don't want to get into. I had this experience myself many years ago. I had a very straightforward offering from someone who was like,
let's get busy. And I was like, don't you have a partner? And they were like, yeah, but he's in a different city. He's not gonna know.
And I was like, yeah, no thanks. Because the person has already shown that they're willing to lie about pretty fundamental stuff when it comes to love and relationships and intimacy. And that just seems like a boatload of trouble. Even if you just want to make the argument that I'm not the one technically cheating, you're still doing something that is probably not a good idea to get invested in. And on a moral level, I wouldn't feel good about helping this person cheat on another person. Just stay out of it. There is no good reason to get involved with that shit.
Why are you forcing your lifestyle over on me?
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Don't ask me.
But I think about it a lot.
I thought you were saying he's forcing you. He's forcing you to be gay, or he's forcing you to be... What's he forcing?
The whole party is forcing their lifestyle over onto us.
Now this gay marriage. They telling me I gotta get gay married?
Okay, Bobby, no one's telling you gotta get gay married.
Too late! I done married my buddy Zeke.
Oh, that's sick.
That's fishy. Not even a nibble. You see what these sicko liberals are making us do?
And see, before gay marriage was legalized, I could have married any lady I wanted. It cuts to now, and I'm stuck here married to Bobby.
Yep. We decided to go ahead and get it done before the government made us do it.
Damn, fucking Bobby forcing me to be gay by being so indescribably hot. God fucking damn it.
No! I signed up for the app that lets me share other people's personal information, but it shared my personal information instead.
Oh, is this about the T app? The funniest thing about that is that it wasn't even hacked. The whole thing was just unsecured. You could literally access personal data through the URL in your browser. It was so bad. This whole charade was such a massive clusterfuck from every single angle. Holy shit, man. The gender war in the comments is wild. Seeing so much negativity all in one place makes me remember why I use Reddit, lol. Haha, enjoy the show! Sometimes online, I just think you can really quickly filter out people based on a very few simple rules. Like when someone tries to make the argument, my brand of hatred is the most valid brand of hatred, probably not worth listening to, and anyone saying ooh, all the stinkiness in the world is due to this group of people or this group of people. For example, a dude bro telling you that all the stinkiness in love is always due to women. They are probably the stinky one. In the same way, if you have a woman telling you all the stinkiness in the world in love is due to men, they are probably the stinky one. It's usually the common denominator that says this kind of shit.
Men, after being the perfect soldiers and office workers, yet still behaving that submission is a feminine trait.
There is a difference. Your dominant partner loves you, holds you, and takes care of you after they fuck you. Your boss just fucks you. God damn it, this is not what I had in mind in the office after work. The least you can do is hold me and caress me afterwards. What would it mean for me if my workplace held and caressed me? Do you think YouTube would hold and caress me? Do they have someone for that?
Oh, there, poor little click. I know we demonetized half your video library, but there, let me hold and caress you after I absolutely railed the shit out of your livelihood.
Most of the younger guys complaining about the friend zone are actually experiencing unrequited love and are feeling legitimate pain. You would absolutely never shame a woman for expressing, hey, wait a second. You can't out them with emotional intelligence like that, otherwise men would know that they have valid feelings. Oh, what the frick? Oh, yes, indeed, we're getting into the friend zone rabbit hole. Okay, no, but seriously though, falling for someone that isn't falling for you back is of course painful, and it can lead to a lot of emotional distress. But it's also sadly up to you to decide what you want to do with this situation. You can either distance yourself from this and let the feelings cool off so you can move on, or you can choose to try to power through it, which in my experience isn't particularly healthy. And this isn't something that is anyone's fault. You can't force someone to love you, and you can't really decide who you fall in love with either. This is just sometimes an unfortunate circumstance of humans and infatuations, and it's up to you to deal with those emotions in a healthy manner. And with that said, of course it sucks, and of course you can feel emotional pain because of it, but that doesn't justify other poopy behavior or trying to pretend that the other person owes you a relationship just because you want it, you know? So pain, valid. Actions that come from that sometimes, not so valid. Me, when it's time to take a moment of silence for men's mental health. Oh,
this
God.
may be pretty funny, unless you're one of the millions of men quietly suffering. Men take their lives at nearly 4 times the rate of women. Now, it's not a competition of who can shout the loudest about the issues.
Daddy Noel.
Unlike this woman, that you never have to face the pain of losing your son. Kindness and compassion goes a long way.
What an absolutely rancid TikTok. Sometimes I'm flabbergasted at the kind of stuff that people are willing to put out there. You know, it's just like, oh, trust me, my brand of hatred is better than this brand of hatred over there. That's just these TikTok rabbit holes in a nutshell, isn't it? That is just stupid. I hate the gender war. Why can't we just live in goddamn peace instead of men hating women and women hating men? Because on social media at least, peace gets no engagement. We love to pick sides and hate each other. We live for it. I mean, this is true even on my channel. I have made videos on occasion about wholesome topics, like just dudes being bros or cute animals and shit. It doesn't get nearly the same kind of engagement. Sometimes I still do it just because I enjoy it and it's a bit of a palate cleanser. But I also know from a professional perspective, this video about wholesome stuff is gonna make a quarter of the money that this other video talking about this dumb Twitter trend is gonna make. You know, negativity sells, and that's just how humans work. I don't think it's gonna change, but it's very good to be aware of it and don't get sucked into echo chambers because of it. If men didn't exist, who would protect you?
Protect me from who?
Men are bad. No, women are bad. We all know who's bad.
You know I'm bad.
This comment section is a dumpster. Oh, wait, let me sort the comments by controversial real quick. This is gonna be absolutely amazing. This is like going to a f***ing zoo and watching the lions throw shit at each other. Nature. Without men, you would all be eaten by lions. Damn, we're really getting into it, aren't we? I would be chilling with them. They would just want to eat you because they can smell fear. And you seem like a little pansy bish. Are we still in the Stone Age? We don't need protection from lions, lol, skull emoji. Men created the modern world you live in which you're protected from lions. Yes. You're welcome. It wasn't only men. Without men, women still would have did it. Sure, you could have, sweetie. You know, without either men or women, the species would just have gone extinct, you know, just due to reproductive reasons. Just gonna put that little hot take out there. Protect me from other men dying from exposure because men do all the blue-collar jobs to keep infrastructure from failing.
Lol, no, I'm a woman. I'm a carpenter. I'm living proof you're a moron.
Who taught you what you know, may I ask? Are you suggesting that women who can clearly learn trades cannot teach trades? Are y'all really this stupid? Man, this comment section is gold. Oh my god, this is beautiful. The biggest enemy to any female is other women.
No, it's men, lol.
Clown emoji. Oh my god, this comment section is so deep in the sauce, man. It's literally swimming and drowning in Bernays. Average women experience on dating apps. But why are there no women on the apps? Cried men.
Hey Ken, have you explored or binged anything new lately?
Could binge on those big tatas. Damn, Ken is a little Rizzler, ain't he?
I did, thanks. How about you?
Not too bad. Sorry I fell asleep on you. We can get down with it if you would like to.
Not so shy this morning.
I just want to let you feel comfortable. Can you accept butt stuff? You know, it's for your sake. It's just to make you feel more comfortable, you know? Yeah.
Hi yourself, Greg. Had any fun plans for the holiday weekend?
Working. How about you? You have a play day?
What kind of work do you do? Yeah, I'm off Friday and Monday.
Delivery driver. You want to do it Friday?
dude, come on.
You know what I'm literally dying to do? It's to see one of these dudes' profiles from his POV, like see his entire chat history and stuff, because I am like 99.9% sure that there are at least 120 women in his history that he has texted exactly this kind of stuff to, you know? I mean, assuming he isn't unmatched from like every single one of them, but you get the gist. It's like a weird numbers game for these people. If I send a creepy DM to 1,000 people, maybe 3 of them will be down bad enough that it actually works, you know? So if I just creep on everyone, eventually it will work. Which is, yeah, modern dating is beautiful, isn't it? An adult film I'm just watching. We got another Rizzler! Ah, is it bad that I get turned on watching guys' private parts?
No. Why would that be? But
I don't know. Can I keep watching it?
Sure. So listen, I'm unmatching you, not because you like what you like sexually, that's fine. I'm unmatching you because I said hi and you launched into the report of the adult film you're watching. Maybe try hi first and see how that goes?
Maybe he was just trying to bond over enjoying a good pair of balls. You know, it's like, I'm watching this video of a good pair of balls. Do you like a good pair of balls? You know, it's not as bad as some of the other ones. Okay, no, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I think there's a gooning conspiracy going on in this country. Let me be as clear and concise as possible. All of the right-wing controlled apps, Instagram and X, push gooning content so heavily.
Yeah,
it doesn't
true.
matter what you use Instagram for, your Discover page is full of BBLs. Hella ass. On X, every reply to every tweet is just an OF bot trying to push content.
Oh my god, that is so true. The amount of accounts I've had to block on Twitter because every time I post something, the first like 10 replies are always like, oh my god, this plushie is so cute. By the way, spreading ass cheek, link in my description, freshly 18. Like, oh my god, I'm just telling people they can buy a plushie, man. What the fuck?
Well, why is this a problem? What are the dots I'm trying to connect? Well, let's go. Let's take a peek into my dark and twisted mind. Did you know that the average age people start watching porn is 11 years old? If these kids are on Instagram or they're on X, they're going to see porn. What are the effects of porn on your mind? It causes you to be antisocial, it causes you to be bad at eye contact, and it teaches you to objectify women, which teaches you to hate women. When you objectify women, you feel entitled to them. But because you're all weird and antisocial from watching all that porn, you get no bitches. This is how the pipeline begins. Because you get no bitches, you look up how to get bitches. Who capitalizes on the how to get bitches market? That's right. Right-wing conservative podcasts. Now, you're reading Robert Greene books and you're watching the Fresh and Fit podcast just losing IQ points rapidly. They love these Fresh and Fit style podcasts because they reinforce their conservative and misogynistic ideology. Now, these podcasts have given you talking points, so now you can be loud and wrong. And when you're loud and wrong, people tell you that you're wrong. And then you're like, hey, you shouldn't be able to tell me that because I'm right. Now, you're far right. Yeah, you're turning into a fascist. There's a direct pipeline from gooning
a gooner fascist
to the Fourth Reich.
Hell yeah.
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, it's no secret that they control the Republican Party. They bought them out. They want to get as many young men on the right as possible, and that's a big issue. People on the left, a lot of y'all hate to admit it, but we actually need men. Not just for their votes, but to, protect leftist ideology physically. And I'll break it down for you. If all we have on the left is women and non-binary people, and all we have on the right is men who do not respect your bodily autonomy, do not respect your opinion, do not even really see you as human beings, what's going to stop them from just violently overtaking you so that they can force you to live in the reality that they want to live in? There's a lot of man-hate content from leftists on the internet, and I'm able to understand that those are critiques of the system and not the individual, but a lot of people are not smart enough to do that, and they take that personally. So now the left is alienating more young men. And you got to think, who's pushing this man-hate content? Oh yeah, it's the same people who are pushing this gooning content. It is the right-wing oligarchy that is running this country.
I mean, yeah, and rage-baity content gets a lot of engagement. If you think about the stuff that is most likely to get clicks, which then also keeps people on the platform, so the platform is incentivized to push more of that content, because the longer you stay on a platform, the more ads they can show you, and it becomes more profitable. So this constant spiral, that's the more rage-bait engaging something is, and the longer you feel the need to stay on a platform and argue with people, and prove people wrong, or get more and more stuck in your bubble, the more the platform makes as well. So it's this very, very bad rabbit hole suction that just sucks everything in. Like, I'm not a big conspiracy guy myself. I don't think there's a big Illuminati. That word will never sound the same to me ever again. I don't think there's a big Illuminati sitting on top of everything and like controlling everything individually, but I do think there are forces that try to like push certain things because it's either distracting from the real issues or because it simply brings in clicks because it's rage baiting and the division is incredibly profitable, you know? So it's more like follow the money kind of vibes. I am utterly convinced the entire red pill, black pill, MGTOW misogynistic dude bro manosphere bullshit is a right-wing recruitment strategy targeting angry and insecure young men. It is obvious. Oh, definitely. There are plenty of examples in history of institutions and stuff targeting especially young people who are figuring themselves out and kind of take advantage of them. And this isn't something new. There's a reason a lot of people that subscribe to this sort of content are like, you know, young people who haven't figured out their place in the world yet or might be struggling with something. It's not like happily married 45-year-olds.
Hey, how's it going? Love the sleeves.
Any tattoos beautiful?
I've got about 12 myself. I got 2 last month, and my artist is working on a nightscape and galaxy to put above my chest piece. Probably start this summer.
Show me your chest. Nips too. I just had to slip that in there. Just had to slip that little Rizzler move in there, didn't you?
Picture. The eligible text will be covered and redone above the galaxy.
Ugh. Nipples too.
Really? This is how you run your meeting new people life?
Why hide it? Nipples should be free.
Sigh.
Would you rather I be a liar than genuine?
I would rather you not ask for nudes 30 seconds in.
When you say stuff like, would you rather I be a liar than genuine? It's like, be genuine with your intentions in dating. Don't lead people on. Don't lie about cheating. You know, that's what you mean when you say honesty. Honesty isn't taking like a huge dump and then going out and describing to everyone in the room what your dump looks like. You know, it's technically honesty, but it's not the kind of honesty people look for. It's the kind of honesty that an alien trying to figure out how humans work would engage in. You know? Women's experience on dating apps, horny creeps. Men's experience on dating apps, no response. Online dating is just beautiful for everyone, isn't it?
The most misogynistic man you know has a G-spot in his dookie hole. Let me foul.
God's sense of humor. Guys also have a G-spot. It's located in their ass. Sodomy is a sin.
God damn it. God, what the fuck?
Isn't following an alpha male the literal definition of a beta?
Ha!
Like, am I missing something here?
You know what? We're gonna let that settle. Let it soak in. Let it marinate in your mind right now.
Ah, yes. I can feel it marinating in my mind. Oh yes, indeed. Please tell me, Daddy Alpha on Twitter, how I can also be an alpha. I will lick your feet and pay for your testosterone course. Alpha, beta, sigma is just like astrology for men, and you cannot change my mind about that.
Quirk Chungus! The male loneliness crisis is a punishment for voting Trump? Unironically thinks she is superior for having a degree is something stupid?
Is this just another one of those like, nice argument, but I already drew myself as the Chad and you as the Soy Jack Beta?
Bravely owns the incels online on echo chambers where only people who think like her are allowed. 100k karma, that's never been my experience. R-worded views in politics. Misogyny kills, misandry just hurts feelings.
Man-child unironically thinks him and his wife represent the average person, stuck on couples therapy trying to overcome his toxic masculinity to forgive his wife for cheating. Who made this? Who actually sat down an entire Saturday to make this? His own existence is okay with him somehow. Why is that in a different font? His wife's girlfriend has a bigger pee-pee than him. Bravely makes fun of the sad single incels online, but Christ in the mod when it gets flamed back. I know what you are, OP.
Ooh, I'm just playing with my little Wojaks. Ooh.
Nice argument, Senator, but I already drew myself as the Chad. Game over. Okay, we have deer, lions, and peacocks, and monkeys, and birds. Oh, is it like a male-female thing? And here we have a typical female, and what is this, like a curvy femboy?
No! You can't just date a man more attractive than you. It's against nature. You're supposed to settle for your looks match who also hates you.
What? What does a curvy femboy have to do with this?
God forbid a girl likes a fat-ass emo femboy.
Based.
Ugly, short, small pee-pee. Every time women insult men, they are insulting me. Why was I born, bros?
You know, if there's one thing I have learned about internet discourse, it's that people who get too deep in the sauce of gender war stuff are perfectly fine with body shaming, as long as it's towards people they don't happen to like, you know? There is a lot of hypocrisy of this stuff online, man. A woman's idea of
let's just be friends is, hey, listen to all my problems and keep me company while I have knowledge with someone else.
So a woman's idea of being friends is being friends?
So the woman's idea of let's just be friends is the same as what I'm assuming you have with all the bros. I mean, you could try to shake it up a little bit, though. You know, when you meet your bros for the first time in a bit and you're talking about your concerns and life struggles and stuff. It's not gay if you're just there to cheer a homie up. Men aren't lonely enough. Vet Incel Talking Points Echo Chamber. That's a very interesting tag. Many women who hate men believe in some weird cosmic justice, whether they realize this or not, where the men who are lonely and have no friends are that way precisely because of their actions or attitudes. They compare them to an abusive and or absent father, an ex, a friend's ex, or some murderer they saw in a true crime doc. They fail to realize that life just doesn't work that way. The men who made them hate men are not alone. They never were, and they never will be. It's a lot nicer or comforting to think that misogynistic men are being punished and the ones women are refusing to date. But that is misrepresenting what's happening. The majority of misogynistic men are not single. In fact, they are the ones raising a family, which is very scary to think about. Just think of the most misogynistic man you know in your life. He most likely has a wife and kids or had no troubles getting women. Abusive men are never single. Let that sink in. Meh, there are like a couple of basic points in this one, I suppose. Like, bad stuff doesn't only happen to bad people, but I don't really agree with this, like, abusive men are never single. That's actually not true. The people who are abusive, but end up in relationships where they can abuse someone, are the people who are abusive, but also manipulative enough so they manage to lock someone down before they show their full form, so to say. There's plenty of really crappy abusive people out there that aren't smart enough to hide it for long enough to lock someone down, you know? I think a better conclusion to this kind of stuff is simply that bad stuff doesn't only happen to bad people. There are people out there who are lonely for good reason. There are people out there who aren't lonely for good reason, or they're lonely because maybe they're dealing with something themselves, like anxiety or depression or what have you, or they're just struggling in life. And then the logic that abusive people are never single is just false. There's plenty of people who have very abusive tendencies who are single, but the people who end up in relationships when they're abusive are simply the people who are both abusive and smart or manipulative enough that they can lock someone down before they figure out who they really are. Also the line, just think of the most misogynistic man you know in your life. He most likely has a wife and kids and has no troubles getting women. There is certainly misogynistic people out there that manage to get laid, but I think this is just like a non-gender specific thing. When people are just looking to get laid, they are willing to look past other red flags if the person is just hot. Men do this as well. With women, men get themselves in all kinds of stupid problems because they were thinking with their balls, you know? This isn't gender specific. More people just need to acknowledge that post-nut clarity is a good way to look at life. I want a girlfriend so bad. I'm not going to shower or be interesting though. Why would women do this to me? This one just reeks like, I don't know, certain conventions, doesn't it? Me, I'm gay, a straight guy. Oh, okay, so you like the bobs and vagine? Me? I feel like the two of us view women in very different ways. Never fake an orgasm. Let them know they failed. 100% the better way than actually tell them what you like. Yeah, like the patch itself is a little bit like aggressive. And I know a lot of people wouldn't be too interested in getting back into it if someone is so aggressive, like, you failed, you suck at this. Like, the tone of it is very much off. The underlying message is fine. Communicate what you like, don't fake things, because it's not going to be fun for anyone in the long run. But you can certainly say it in a better way than this. This will make a lot of people not want to engage with you.
Gay man. Oh my lord, you're bad. Oh, women bad. Man bad.
So this subreddit is just a war zone, somehow based.
No. It's a dating sub. This is how we flirt. No wonder birth rates are going down. Holy fuck.
When my beer starts tasting like everyone wants to hear my humble opinion on gender roles and oppression. Oh, just like a Friday evening in a Discord server, isn't it? Oh, the vibes. I cannot tell if this sub is misogynistic, misandristic, misanthropic, or all of the above. God's same. Stumbled across the sub not too long ago. I swear most of it is only about gender issues, and near most of the takes have a bone to pick with women. But then men are the problem too, but they are each other's problem? Like, this sub talks about gender issues like both can just be humans with the same wants and concerns and abilities. It's so weird how we just gender everything in the sub, considering I don't even think it's supposed to be about gender issues this much. Like a total echo chamber. I mean, it's a different kind of echo chamber though. It's just a complete cluster, and that's why we're here today. It's kind of funny, because there'll be one post about like, oh my god, here's why men suck, and the next one is like, actually it was women all along, and it's... The contrast I find incredibly entertaining.
Sexism against men doesn't exist. I know because I've tried to create it my entire life.
That's very not based.
One thing I recommend every woman go find for herself is the audacity.
OP seems to have posted this unironically in agreement with the people pictured. Oof.
Men will always choose themselves first. Women need more audacity to be selfish like men.
It is so incredibly funny. I see this point come out of both like femcells and red pill bros, where it's like, women are selfish, they can't feel love, they're only in it for XYZ. And then you scroll down one post and it's like,
oh my god, men cannot feel love, they're selfish and only in it for XYZ.
I would love to get a debate panel together with these people, because they have the exact same opinions. You just like replace the person they have the opinion about. I mean, fine, you can find your audacity and like know what you're worth and that kind of stuff and argue for a better salary at the office, but the first post is kinda rancid, man. There's plenty of like sexism in the world, and it takes different shapes and forms depending on who you are. Like one specific example that I have seen men experience is that they are not taken seriously. For example, if they are the victims of harassment campaigns or abuse or stalking and that kind of stuff, and they get ridiculed and diminished by both other men and women as well. You know, it's not just coming from one angle, but it's more a broader societal thing. And just as I imagine it's for women too, like a lot of sexism from women is like perpetuated by a pretty broad variety of people. It's usually not as black and white in a lot of cases as people online like to make it out to be.
Maybe you just haven't had a good pee-pee. My girlfriend has to pee-pee.
Being gay means automatically getting labeled as too invested in politics by your straight friends. Me, these laws and policies affect my basic human rights. Straight.
Don't you think you're a little too into this?
I experience same-sex attraction, but my identity is in Christ. Experiencing same-sex attraction is not sinful. Acting on it is. Being tempted is not sinful.
Oh, you poor bean. So your religion is forcing you to be in the bi closet. That must suck so bad.
Choosing the temptation is. God provides the strength and grace necessary to choose life over the enemy's lies. He is good.
All right, Queen, DM me when Jesus isn't looking. The same type of delusion or bigotry that leads them to post weird shit like this. Fire ants are being laced with homosexual chemtrails to bite Christians and convert them to homosexuality. Ah, yes, indeed. The opposite of Christianity. Oh, you mean atheism? No, homosexuality. That's what it is.
You will never have a friend circle. You'll never have a girlfriend. You'll never have naughties. So be it. Life is still beautiful.
Virgin realist versus Chad substance consumer. Today's video was a mistake.
I remember when I was dating this rich guy, and he asked out of the blue if I would date a struggling guy. My reply was no, due to certain personal reasons. This guy then looked me in the eyes and said,
"Do you know, to me, you're the struggling guy?" Ouch. That sounds fair to me. Dating based on income is shallow anyway. No, not really. Above a certain level, sure, but if a self-sufficient adult doesn't want to date someone who can't afford basic necessities, then they're being smart, not shallow. Okay, as a more based adult take, there certainly is a bit more of a spectrum than like, money doesn't matter at all, let's live together in the forest and eat pine cones, versus I'm only in this relationship for money and I actually hate my partner. You know, somewhere on the spectrum in the middle, it's like, ooh, it's cool that we're both responsible adults and we have like goals together and stuff. And maybe if we work hard together, we can buy a house in 50 years when the average millennial has saved up for it. You know, that's pretty cool. You know, there's certainly like a spectrum between stuff, right? You know, you can combine love with adulting.
r/our thoughts. If you donated blood, you probably erected another man's pee-pee.
Man, these are the gendered posts I need today for a bit of a palate cleanser. Women seeing a 40-year-old woman dating a 20-year-old boy.
Ah! Women seeing a 40-year-old man dating a 20-year-old girl.
I saw a news article about a female teacher and a male student, and a lot of dudes were defending it. The guy was underage.
Yeah, I don't think this is like a specific women reaction in this post, to be honest. I have seen plenty of dudes defending really creepy shit. It's like, oh, this teacher was being weird with like their 15-year-old students, and all the dudes in the comments are like, oh, I wish it was back in my day. Yeah. This is great. Please never procreate. You would be an awful parent. Men are biologically wired to cheat and fetishize youth.
So true, Alpha Daddy. Foids won't like this one. Men are biologically wired to cheat and fetishize youth.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's like a shoehorn theory thing, but people agree with it if it comes from the right source and it's something that is correct and based and just an observation. But if it comes from someone else and the point is like, this is kind of creepy, y'all, then it's then it's bad. But it's the same thing. Asking my girlfriend the man or bear question.
Baby, would you rather come across a man or a bear while you were alone in the woods?
Bear, probably. But I don't know what I'd do with it after.
What?
Like, I'd choose the bear, but I wouldn't really have anywhere to put it when I was done.
Done with what?
With the bear.
No. You wouldn't need to put it anywhere.
Oh. I don't know, maybe the man then.
Okay.
Unless I can go home and change first.
You want to change?
Well, yeah, otherwise I'd probably just stick with the bear.
Why would you need to change?
I wouldn't want to scare him.
The man?
No, the bear. Why would I scare the man?
Why would you scare the bear?
Well, that's why I asked if I was allowed to change.
Okay.
How long would I have to spend on it?
On what?
Spend on doing what? Bear.
No, you're not doing anything to the bear. You're just like, it's just a hypothetical. It's just like you're meeting him in the woods. Like, which would be scarier, man or a bear?
Yes, I understand. So what, like a day or two tops?
What do you think I'm asking you?
Whether I'd rather encounter a man or a bear alone in the woods.
Right?
And I'm saying the bear, but again, I really don't have the space for it.
No, you wouldn't be taking it anywhere.
I know, why would I be taking a bear somewhere?
I don't know, that's my point. You're just like encountering it in the woods.
Right, and I'm not allowed to change?
I don't know, it doesn't matter. You know what? You could wear whatever you want, just any of your normal clothes.
Okay, and what about the bear?
What about it?
Does he know?
Know what?
About the man.
No, it's one or the other. They don't both exist. You wouldn't be meeting both.
Well, obviously, but if he already knows, then there isn't much point in meeting either of them.
No, there's not supposed to be a point to it. It's just a hypothetical question about which one would be scarier.
Scarier for whom?
For you.
Why would that matter?
I don't know.
So then why do you keep asking about that?
Okay. You know what? Let's just leave it at that. So you're picking the bear?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'd probably want to pack first.
Pack what? Pack what?
This is so beautiful. I need to start replying like this when people ask me like baited controversial questions that you can't really get right. You know, you just need to do this. This is an amazing way of just like completely sidetracking any kind of controversial question that people are trying to bait out of you that you don't really want to talk about. That is so beautiful. Hell yes.
I tried to date someone I wasn't attracted to for 3 years, and I got meaner each year. So glad it's over.
Why did you try to stick with it for 3 years? Oh my god.
Not meaner and meaner each year. Girl, same. I didn't last 3 years though. You're a saint for that.
I mean, I don't think you're a saint for doing that. That just sounds awful for everyone.
Oh my god, it happened to me. I was mad mean to this dude who was madly in love with me and spoiled me, but I just couldn't pass him looking like a silverback. He would have married me too as a mage.
Ugh. Dating advice on TikTok. Fuck yeah.
You know you can break up with him, right?
I mean, maybe they were stuck in like a bad relationship, or you know, you own your apartment together and you can't leave right now due to financial difficulties or whatever. Like, sure, there are situations that can get you kind of stuck for a while, but 3 years, man? Oh my god.
That was years ago. I was being spoiled. That's why I stayed.
And then it's just a bunch of laughing emojis.
This is hilarious. Is it though? It just sounds like suffering on Earth. This comment is why I love the internet.
I have many other reasons why I love the internet. Gaming with friends is certainly one that beats this shit.
I didn't like date him, but my cousin's friend liked me and he had money and a nice house, no kids, 3 cars and a lot of money, and he was a fancy stockbroker somewhere. I hooked up with him 2 times trying to force myself out of my comfort zone and hope for the best. I couldn't do it all. Why the frick the most rich man gotta be so fucking ugly for like, damn, I often think about what my life could have been.
Oh my god, man, never get dating advice from TikTok, Jesus Christ. POV, when it's time to kiss that one guy you only love for money. Love.
He said I love you and it ruined my day.
Jesus Christ, what kind of TikTok rabbit hole is this, man? Oh my god.
Ruins my entire day. I can see how that happened. Oh, yes, disgusted. Lemma, little ruined, lemma fun.
Me realizing I might have to be with a man I'm not attracted to just to live the soft life and be taken care of.
I'm terrified of this because when I'm not attracted, I get mean. And they don't deserve that.
I'm gonna marry for money, but then be resentful that I don't really love my partner. There are probably other ways of dating that just leads to like a more genuine, happy life for everyone involved. Don't you think?
I was just staring at him on FaceTime and said, oh my god, out loud, I can't.
Y'all don't even want love in these comments, it's sad out there. Just finance.
I'm coming to this conclusion slowly. I feel like attraction plays a major role in how I treat you.
I mean, that comment isn't even so wild though. Like, if you fall out with your partner, they're certainly gonna build resentment if you like force yourself to stay in the relationship anyway for years and years and years and years. But the decisions leading to that are certainly questionable.
The love of your life will never be your type. The more you try and run from it, the more you're gonna keep finding yourself alone.
The love of your life will never be your type. What do you mean? The person you love isn't your type? What the fuck are you talking about?
Me staring at the
"I'm sorry, I know I'm annoying and ugly"
text from the guy that is in fact annoying and ugly.
Y'all gotta stop letting people make you think all people are Oh my god, that is so true though, that is so true. That's kind of why I feel a subreddit is sort of refreshing, because the shots are just being fired in every direction, and it's really funny. Fantasy, men have a couple of blockades, but women have it really difficult. But the reality is that men have it difficult and women ride another dude's back on OnlyFans. Okay, yeah, for the 0.0001% of women who are already like famous or whatever and rich, so when they start an OnlyFans it blows up right away. It's like little Tay or whatever that made an OnlyFans the day they turned 18 and made $1 million in 3 hours. That isn't the norm, okay? And it's also really creepy, and I think they were really baiting into it. I'm not sure if it's the parents that are like managing the or whatever, but when they talk about like, thanks to everyone who pre-ordered 7 years ago, like what, when you were 11? Oh my fucking god. It's so weird and gross, man. It's so weird and gross. But like the reality of it that I think is also important to talk about is that most people who start things like OnlyFans don't make good money. I remember there was this TikTok trending a few weeks ago about a girl who was like, she was 18 or 19 years old, and she's like, I'm gonna start this OnlyFans because then I can make money and I can move out and get my own place and stuff. But the reality was that she made like $150 a month, and she got like a bunch of hate online for it or whatever, and it impacted her ability to find another job, and then she was still stuck living with her parents because she didn't make any real money from it, but it had severe impacts on the rest of her life. I'm not saying it's like the right thing that it has no kind of impacts on your life, but when people talk about it, they're sometimes like, oh my god, I would totally sell my ass for $1 million, which like, yeah, but like 99.99999% of people that do this don't sell their butt for $1 million. They sell their butt for $100, and then, you know, they get harassed and shit online for it, and, you know, they have their nudes leaked everywhere. So it's like, it's something to consider, you know. It's very much a survival bias. The people you hear about that are trending because of it, they are the 0.00001%. So don't be tricked into like jumping into that cesspool of a business because it did well for some people who already had like a platform, and probably a bunch of people, you know, being really creepy and weird about it before they could actually do it legally, which, yeah, the whole thing around it is it's so uncomfortable, man. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this absolute cesspool of a video as much as I enjoyed having you here, you wonderful, beautiful beings, and I will see you again in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.